Greetings everyone, this is Hip Rock here and I'm back with another video for you guys. Okay, so today I want to keep things brief because we all got things to do. I'll be talking about today with you guys, I'll be discussing the difference between ageism in hip hop and rock with seniors. And I just thought it would be an interesting conversation. I haven't really seen anyone talking about this. It's kind of an unspoken kind of thing. Everyone just acts like it's just normal, but I think it needs to be discussed, you know, because in hip hop, there tends to be more of a ageism. Ageism is worse in hip hop. There seems to be a disrespect for older artists, which a lot of older artists, in my opinion, are a lot better than the newer ones that are coming out now. I wish that fans in hip hop would appreciate the older artists more. There's no appreciation, and because of that, now we're losing the culture. We're losing the people who actually we're losing the pillars of hip hop, which is holding up the foundation, you know? And that's the issue. And no one cares. It's just, okay, let's just go for the young, fresher talent, and I think that's causing issues. In rock, however, it's the complete opposite. In rock, we embrace the elderly, we don't put them down, you know? Everyone's welcome, you know? Let's get into this though. Okay, so I'll be reading off my screen, so don't mind me. In hip hop, there's a focus on youth culture and current trends. Okay? In rock, most fans have a lifelong interest in their favorite bands or performers. Alright, next. In hip hop, there's a youth driven streaming favor or preference as a for young new stars. In rock, older rock fans still buy physical albums and tickets. All right. In hip hop, women face a steep drop off in visibility past age 30. In rock, both older men and women face bias, but classic rock men retain icon status longer. Alright? In hip hop, aging artists risk losing all authentic street relevance. In rock, aging artists gain mature artistic depth and wisdom. Alright, so there you have it. I mean, in hip hop, you can't be some old guy running the streets, toting your gun, talking about killing people in on your albums, and people take that as the truth, you know. So it's a problem. But let's continue. In hip hop, older rappers face pressure to prove physical energy. In rock, older rock bands rely on stadium nostalgia and legacy sing-alongs, so singing, rock anthems and stuff like that. In hip-hop, veterans pivot quickly to label heads, fashion, and technology. In rock, veterans continue touring the same catalog for decades. When you think about it, the Stooges, not the Stooges, let me not say the Stooges, but which rock? Okay, let's say, which band do I know? Not New Order. I can't remember now. But there's some rock bands who have toured off one album, I guess. I don't know. I can't think of one right now off the top of my head. But yeah, let's continue. In hip hop, you do have some. Okay, Wu-Tang, they'll tour off their first ones, but people don't seem to respect their new material. In hip hop, Wu-Tang, they're people, but a lot of people say, yeah, but they're not as good as their first one. That's the thing. They favor what they did in the beginning. And maybe music is just like that anyhow. I don't know, but I just know that in hip hop there's an ageism issue. Like I once brought up Rakim to someone. I said, "Yo, Rakim is nice," and one guy said to me, "Listen, he's old. He's finished. He's washed up. You know, it's ridiculous. Like, why would you say that, knowing what he did for hip hop? You know, if you like Nas, he's the one who gave Nas his style. He gave Tupac his style. You know, and to just say he's washed up and old like that is kind of crazy to me. I don't get it. You know, maybe because I like rock, I have an appreciation for seniors. You know, I have appreciation for senior people. I don't look at them like they're any less better or weaker. I see them as people, you know, and I think ageism is wrong. You know, if you're doing that and you're watching this video, stop doing that. Stop walking around disrespecting the elderly and making them feel like they're not good enough. You know, art is art. It's not about your age, it's about your creativity and what you bring to creativity. It's not about your age. You can create at any age, you know? All right, let's continue. In hip hop, music video culture favors young, fresh appearances. In rock, rock journalism celebrates weathered, rugged, aging looks. You see? You have your Neil Youngs, your Neil Youngs, your Joni Mitchells, the Rolling Stones, you know, they've aged, but people still celebrate their aging. They don't shame them for it and make them feel like they don't matter, you know? In hip hop, younger fans constantly chase the newest emerging artists. In rock, fans age alongside the artist and stay loyal for life. Facts, you know? I love that about people who listen to rock, you know? I don't like this behavior of disrespecting, you know, the elderly. Anyhow, in hip hop, older artists are often told to retire gracefully. In rock, older artists are praised as elder statesmen of the genre. You know? Let's continue. In hip hop, veterans must mentor new talent to stay relevant. In rock, legacy acts often tour alone without new collaborators. See, in hip hop, these senior guys have to stay relevant. They have to have a young person with them. You know, often a male. But in rock, they don't even need no newcomers. They're already great. They're already legends. They're respected. You know, but I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. For some reason, there's a disconnect. And you would think, I mean, they say hip hop is black or whatever, but do black people have an issue with elderly people then? I don't know what it is. You know, what is it that makes, you know, people of African descent in hip hop culture disrespect the elderly? I don't know what it is, but someone needs to say that in the comment section. If you know and you love hip hop so much, you let me know in the comment section why hip hop disrespects the elderly so much. Why can't an older person be hip too? You know, they were once young too. Why can't they be hip? You know, you might be one of these people who said this and said they're washed up or whatever. Like, you might be one of those people. I know people talking about Kendrick Lamar right now. It's all Kendrick this and Kendrick that. Kendrick is not the greatest. Rakim was the greatest before him. You know, LL Cool J was the greatest before him. Cool G Rap was the greatest before him, you know? Rest in peace to Guru, he was the greatest, you know? Q-Tip, you know? Big Daddy Kane, he's gonna drop an album I mentioned in August. He was the greatest, you know, one of the greats. And people now wanna make it seem like Kendrick, just because he's young, there are people who came before him who've been doing this. Like, what's the problem? And I watched the video the other day. Someone was talking about, you know, conscious rappers. You know, I forgot what they said again, but I'll leave it at that. So that's enough of me ranting and rambling. I don't want to rambling. I don't want to turn this into a rant video. Well, it is kind of a rant video. Who am I kidding? It is a rant. We're gonna make it official. This is a rant video now. So, that being said, that's all I have to say for now. Let me know what you think about ageism in hip hop and in rock. You know, do you think, you know, elderly people shouldn't rap? You know, do you think elderly people shouldn't perform rock? I don't know. Let me know. Why do you think that way? Is that a good way to be thinking? If you were an artist, would you like that? You know, put yourself in their shoes, you know? So that's all I have to say for now. You guys take care. You know what it is. You know how I do. Peace and love. This is Hip Rock signing out.